Okay,
There he
great.
is.
I've got my own timer. I want to pick up. I want to pick up where you started, and that's about the importance of voting. 2 years ago, I was elected with 17% of the eligible voters electing me. It's hardly what you would consider to be an overwhelming mandate, and it's so important that people, use the right to vote. In many countries around the world, people are willing to die for that right in order to be able to help elect their leaders. And I think it's shameful that that people kind of forfeit their voice in such an important process. So I'd like to describe how I went about being mayor, because the first thing I did was research what the expectations were. And there's 5 things that the state of Alaska say that a mayor of a city of our type, which is a Title 19 first-class city, can do. The mayor may take part in discussions. The mayor may veto an ordinance, but since any law is required to get 4 votes from the council, then that's kind of a worthless sort of a thing. That's the amount to overtake a veto. So there would have to be great reasons. The mayor may limit or reduce an appropriation, and that's kind of the line item veto right that a mayor has. I'll get to that in a second. And the mayor may vote in the case of a tie. So there are 4 mays, and then the 5th one is a shall, and the mayor shall preside. And so I want to touch on presiding, and I want to touch on the fiscal element, because that's really the clout that a mayor might have. My approach to presiding is that the mayor is not part of the decision-making process when it comes to policy formulation in a general regard. The mayor can use his power of being able to put something on the agenda to help promote a discussion, but it's still going to require votes on behalf of by the city council. So that's something that there's a big difference between the process of formulating a law and so that's a product sort of a thing, and then the process of getting there. And so I'm process oriented. I'm a person that's presiding, making sure that it's fairly debated, that everybody got equal say, and that the process of formulating policy was followed. Then my approach is that policy needs to be backed up with funding, and so I work with the administration to make sure that policies that the budgets that are formulated are backed up with funding. I'm a fiscal conservative, and I've taken great interest in trying to come up with some fiscal planning. I promoted the 2-year budget, but the other half of the 2-year budget was a reporting mechanism. And I really think that it should be really clear to everybody in the city, including the city council, as to where our money is and what it's available to do. And so a lot of the work that I've done and the work that I hope to do in the next 2 years involves with fiscal policy and fiscal planning. So basically, I've never vetoed any appropriation. I've had 2 cracks at it, but I've been more interested in trying to carve out fiscal change through negotiating with the council and trying to get to a new place. So that's 4.5 minutes, and I think I'll summarize there. I'm running for mayor again, and I would appreciate anybody's consideration for doing it, but the most important thing is get out and vote.
Ken, thanks for your time and your energy. Sure appreciate your comments.